Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Look over there. Say hello, Nad.
It's going to be quieter today. We were a bit noisy last week. We're
Yeah.
going to be quiet little mice.
This is going to be like actually a TV studio with two sections to it. We're going to have the newspaper area, which is down here. And then in the meantime, you're going to hear in the background the dulcet tones of mushrooms being chopped and sisters chatting. And you may even hear the odd grunt or fart from Miss Sawalha Elder. She likes to do that, doesn't she? How are we all this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nicole Weston, Margaret O'Brien, April Hill. Stick with the channel for the next half an hour. You're going to be getting the Curly Cooks at 10 o'clock. Total Carnage, episode 3. God, within minutes, it's going to be Halloween, isn't it? We're flying through this year already. Morning, Claire Messenger. She says, good morning, Mark and sisters. Gabrielle, Cloda, Fiona, Snot Bunny, Cowface, Reed, Egan. Morning. So I'm going to wander through the news. The ladies assure me that the loudest sounds have happened, but that doesn't account for them talking, does it? So listen. Cheek. Listen out for them. What is the theme this weekend? Is it Scottish and
Burns night and Chinese New Year.
I was about to say, because they don't look like Scottish lanterns at all. So we've got all sorts of treats for you on the Curly Cook. So first story of the day, which I'm going to talk to you guys about, is this. We mentioned this yesterday, didn't we? What do you make of this? Who's that? A naughty boy in the back of the car. Naughty boy. Let me quickly show you my T-shirt. Rishi Sunak has been fined. He's been fined. What was he going to be fined? 500 could pay up to £500. He's been fined for not wearing a seatbelt in the back of the car.
But I love the fact.
Hang on.
I love the fact he was described as a 42-year-old man from London.
Yeah.
He wasn't called the Prime Minister.
Well, there are a couple of things in that. I didn't realise, A, how young he is.
Yeah.
So what the hell does he... He's not only young, but he's wealthy and young. What the hell does he know about anything? So, yeah, he's in the back of the car. But I tell you what, I was so pleased I caught Boris Johnson's father on the radio this morning, because he's just so sort of nuanced, isn't he? Stanley Johnson. As he says, well, the whole bloody thing is reminded me that what the laws are. So he's done the country a huge service. He's reminded us all of what the seatbelt legislation is in the country. So now we all know you've got to wear a seatbelt in the back of a car. It's good. It's good. Me too. £500 fine may as well be 50p to Rishi. I think Rishi is smoke and mirrors to distract from something else. Do you think the smoke and rear view mirrors more like? So yeah, Rishi. I think is that his second fine? Didn't he get one for? Didn't he get one for eating a cake on his birthday in an office that he didn't realise was a party? Something like that. Another story that's in the press today. This is really. I'm a huge fan of Claire Foy. Is anyone else a huge fan of Claire Foy? She was left in total pieces. Her stalker, who left her fearful, he sort of masqueraded as wanting to make a film with her and all this kind of stuff. He'd been pursuing her for years. As the prosecutor said, no one should be made to feel unsafe in their home or life. Her stalker was sentenced to 1 year and 10 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. It looks like, I think there's a move to renationalize them or remove them back to repatriation. That's right. And return to the USA. But her life has been absolutely turned over. I'm a huge Claire Foy fan. I wonder whether that's why we haven't seen quite so much of her, whether she's been sort of, up to her neck with that. And so whatever sort of toxicity her stalker has been bringing to her, I'm sure hasn't been helped by characters like Andrew Potato. This is the great news that Andrew Potato, as in Andrew Tate, Andrew Potato, his detention has been extended and he's now going to remain in custody until at least the 27th of February alongside his brother. All of this in Romania, all of this you would hope and you might think would suggest they have more evidence. Now, can I just ask you guys, Do any of you know young men or have young men in your family or know friends with young men who know who Andrew Tate is? I've discovered that many teachers don't know who Andrew Tate is, which I find slightly disturbing and worrying. I mean, they're beginning to now. And of course, there's this idea that brilliant that they've removed all of his sort of misogynistic content. But this is the problem with social media, isn't it? Once it's out there, it's memeable, it's spreadable, and it doesn't even need Andrew Potato there to kind of, spread it around. Emma Carter, they should throw away the key. Lexi Unicorn, hope they throw him up, lock him up for trafficking and fraud. He's a danger to women. It's curious, isn't it? I'm pleased someone said someone should do him for human trafficking. It's curious that they're quibbling over whether he should be. Meanwhile, this curious story broke last night whilst I was in bed at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I heard the sentence, hang on, let's just, Tycoon migrant, listen to this. Stagecoach tycoon Dame Anne Gloag, Dina, you'll be amazed by this. Stagecoach tycoon has been charged with human trafficking crimes. Oh, no, it's not stagecoach. I thought it was Stagecoach as in the acting dynasty. It's Stagecoach, the bus company.
Oh, donut.
There's me thinking it was a little kind of acting group. Anyway, she's also being charged with people trafficking. And yet there's sort of a lot of quibbling as to whether Andrew Tate is. My brother listens to Joe Rogan, who seems just as bad, says Laurel Nichols. Did anyone see the Wade Academy video? Absolutely shocking behavior in class, MeTube. No. Oh, hang on. I might have done. Emma Does Life. That Andrew Tate is dangerous. Clodagh Egan, one of the kids in school talked about him recently. We banned his name. That's good. If any of your kids come to you showing videos by him going, oh, this is good, don't listen to it. Anyone else seen Bobby Norris in the press recently? Bobby Norris has gone and got some new teeth from Turkey. I don't think that's all he's got from Turkey. But a quick fix to get Instagram smile can put teeth at risk. I've got two opinions on this. Demand for a perfect smile has left Instagram users at risk of losing teeth after using clear braces and remote dentistry. Well, one thing I've got to say about clear braces is if I find another pair of Nadia's clear braces in my coffee cup, I'm going to be spitting feathers. Well, I'm not going to be spitting feathers. I'm going to be spitting teeth. Anyway, dentists and orthodontists have warned that aligners can cause harm when not fitted by a dentist in person. Who thinks that's true, or who thinks an already incredibly overpriced part of the industry is just worried that they're going to start losing money? I mean, I'm not suggesting people start doing DIY dentistry, but when it comes to sort of like things like these aligners, maybe people, maybe people shouldn't do it. British actor Julian Sands is on the move, or was on the move, 48 hours after he was reported. So this is the actor who you may know from, let me just go and get the British actor was still alive 2 days after he vanished in mountains. Julian Sands was on the move 48 hours. So this is kind of encouraging. This means that he could possibly still be alive. Could he not? This is the story of Julian Sands, who was the star of A Room with a View. He went missing. He's quite an eccentric. I find him quite entertaining. He's barking mad, which you kind of have to be an eccentric to kind of climb ridiculous mountains and put your lives at risk. Anyway, he's been missing for 7 days, but they say that they still had movement on his phone 48 hours after he was reported missing. So there's still a possibility, we hope, that he could pop up. Did they find it? They haven't found him. Soon we'll. They're using drones. Apparently, it's so impenetrable and inaccessible. I think I've got a photograph here of. I mean, look, that's quite some climb there. You might recognize him there. He was in the Naked Lunch. He was in Leaving Las Vegas as well. But they haven't found him. But at least they know 48. It always gives a little bit of encouragement. Someone else could have his phone though. Faith. I don't think there's many people up there. Faith. Don't think there's many people up there. This is a shock horror for coffee lovers. The price of a latte Just quickly going to give you wanker warning. The price of the nation's favourite cup of... What is a latte?
Oh, it's a lot of milk with a dash of coffee.
That's what I thought. Isn't that a cappuccino?
No. Cappuccino's half milk.
So cappuccino is healthier than a latte.
No.
No.
No, it's just got latte's got more milk.
Latte has more milk. Whenever I order my mum what does my mum have? A skinny flat white. I feel like a wanker. Whenever I go in and say, "Oh, can I have a? Can I come in and have a latte?" Latte sounds wankery too. The only one that sounds bold and brash is an espresso or an Americano. Or what? Cortado. What's a cortado?
Short little one.
Ooh, shorter than an OSC. The price of the nation's favourite cup of coffee has topped £3. Bloody hell, for just a milky coffee. The cost of a flat white is now £3.14. The cost of a latte is £3.25. Cafe Nero charges £3.25 for a flat white. The cheapest you can get is still an espresso, but guys, if you ever get an espresso and it literally put essence of essence. A good judge of whether it's too small an espresso is that when it's in the cup and you pour it towards your mouth, that the liquid has been consumed by the paper of the cup before it reaches your mouth. That is not an espresso. What's your favorite coffee, guys? What's your favorite coffee? Disgusting prices for a cup of coffee. It is ridiculous, isn't it? If you say you had 2 coffees whilst you're out, that's £7 almost. Prices are rising even in Aldi, says Anne-Marie Evans. Before Christmas, bottle of apple juice in Aldi was 99p. Yesterday, it was £1.39. Well, stay tuned for the No Name Sunday show, or join for the No Name Sunday show tomorrow when Nadia and Dina, where did you go? You went to Aldi and Co-op, is that right? Was it? Yeah, I think so. So you can check out what the prices there were. But given the fact that things move so fast, prices may have doubled since they recorded their films. It's getting ridiculous out there. Jordan Stevenson, I like a chai latte. Not a coffee. Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Not a coffee, though. Don't like coffee. Chai latte costs so much. Wow. Chai. What is chai? What is chai? What is a chai latte then?
Spicy tea and milk.
Spicy tea and milk. Wow, guys.
Hot milk.
That's hardcore. Tim Reed likes a mocha. I like the sound of a mocha. You old mocha. Oat latte. Oat latte. It's getting rid. We are like New York. I remember the first time I went to New York and went into a coffee shop to order a coffee. They said so many words at me. I felt like I've been beaten up. Okay, so here's some top tongue twister words. These are some of the words that we can't pronounce. Quinoa. Quinoa. I think we all get that. It's quinoa, not quinoa, or anything like that. Give us your words that you find. Hi, Andrea Jenner. Probably. Apparently, lots of people say probably. Now, this is one Nanny Di used to do. Espresso. Nanny Di used to say espresso. It's not espresso, is it? It's espresso. GIF. Meme. Mimi is incorrect. This is a good one. Parliament. I always say parliament, but it's parliament. Did you know that, girls? Parliament. You don't say parliament, it's parliament. Mischievous is not mischievous, not mischievous, it's mischievous. An Arctic isn't Arctic, an Antarctic isn't Antarctic. So basically, these are words. What's the other one? Quinoa. Quinoa is the top. Affidavit. I can't say that. Affidavit. How would you say that? Affidavit. Deborah Holdsworth. Mark, have you heard of Magic Coffee? It's just come over here from Australia. No. Magic Coffee. What's Magic Coffee? Worcestershire sauce. That's another tricky one, isn't it? Oh, look, this story kind of grabbed me. Look at this woman who, what's her name? Has anyone heard of Amelia de Moldenberg? This woman here, Amelia de Moldenberg. GIF, it's a hard G. London, we say London. Amelia de Moldenberg here interviewing Andrew Garfield on the red carpet. Her clip on Twitter as they chatted flirtatiously has had 34 million views. Wow. She runs a YouTube channel and she does things called Chicken Shop Date. Does anyone know her? Anyway, the television personality Amelia de Moldenberg and the actor Andrew Garfield have been hailed as a real-life rom-com in the making for their brief, memorable, and highly... I think you can judge an A-lister by how they treat people on a red carpet. Don't you? And I think Andrew Garfield there looks incredibly personable. She's funny as she could chip lollipop. Should we check her out? Computer in North London was out the tea. Computer. That's true. Yes, who says they're flirting? I mean, she's definitely playing hard to get. Look, she's looking at a crow in the sky. And he's like, look at me, I'm a celebrity. She's annoying, Geraldine McCann. And on that note, we're moving on. Oh yeah, this story here. I tell you what, this worries me. Warnings of decline of... I've always kind of thought, well, we're never going to have letters. You know, kids are never going to go into the loft and find letters from each other, are they anymore? I mean, I found all my letters from my mum to me at university when she was in Hong Kong the other day, and letters, and then it's emails. Who looks after emails? But now Gen Z isn't even looking after emails. It's instant messaging. Where do we store this stuff? Say you get a message from someone that you just love or is really meaningful and it's really emotional. I'll tell you what there might be a market for. I'll tell you what there might be a market for, guys, is photoshopping and screenshotting digital messages and framing them. Because I think there's no analog record, is there? Do you know what I mean? So you have almost Instagram size kind of frames, and you create a sort of collage or montage of all your favorite posts and messages from people that maybe have been messaged. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be some way of making this stuff last. Also, everything's in a phone, then you lose the phone and then you can't get it, or it's on cloud or you can't access cloud. It's frustrating, isn't it? Right. So emails. I think emails, direct messages. I think we need to find a way of digitally preserving meaningful messages, because I've had more meaningful direct messages from people than I have letters, but they just get lost in your phone, don't they? Get lost in an app. Instagram owns them, not me. I just want to quickly flag up this film because you're going to hear a lot about this. All Quiet on the Western Front. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's going to win awards everywhere. If it doesn't, it should have done. Oh, and quickly, Pétanque. Pétanque is becoming big in the UK. Pétanque is that weird game that pétanque. You know, when you go around sort of France and you drive through those sweet little villages in the hills where you can't get your car through and you end up reversing and lots of locals get really annoyed with you. And then as you drive through the square, there's sort of about 18 old men all just standing in a corner throwing balls. This is that, pétanque. I think I prefer bowling myself. I don't like throwing a bowl. I like rolling a bowl. Morning, Lee. Ellery Jones. I've kept little notes that I received from my nieces and great nephews when they were younger. Nieces are now in their early 40s. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to keep these things. Me too. I really want to see that film, to see a German perspective of the war. It's absolutely sensational piece of filmmaking. It really is. And it's not mawkish. It's bloody arresting, but it's not mawkish. Tired Mummy. I screenshot messages to keep them. Magic Coffee, Deborah Holdsworth, is a new format of coffee that's a bit like a flat white, but coffee aficionados say it tastes very different. It's made with a double shot of ristretto and steamed milk. Wow. Okay, cool. I screenshot. Oh, you've said that. You screenshot me. Anyway, pétanque. I don't know if anyone is a pétanque fan. Now, there is. Why is it? Why are we doing Scottish themed, ladies?
It's Burns night next week.
Burns night next week, which leads me to this story, which I thought would get us in the Scottish mood for the curly cooks. Charles and the topless yoga guru. Charles and who wants to? Okay, I'm going to sit here now until you say you want to have a look at the Scottish topless yoga guru. Whew. I think you're going to want to have a look. And just before that, I just want to read this message out. Tori.
Tori.
Hi, Tori. Your mum and dad's 45th wedding anniversary today. Wow. Happy wedding anniversary to Jackie and Ken, Tori's mum. Did you hear that? Happy anniversary to Tori's mum and dad. Happy anniversary. 45 years. Good God, that's amazing. Who wants to have a look at the Tori, do you want to have a look at the Scottish topless yoga guru? Da, 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 da. He's become a social media sensation, striking yoga poses bare-chested and in a kilt in the Scottish Highlands. Imagine being a small bunny rabbit go passing beneath that kilt. You see it? Just like downward dog. What gives new meaning to a downward dog, doesn't it? Do you want to see a few more, a few other poses? Oh, look, that's his arm balance. How did he manage to keep his kilt in place? That's what I want to know. A kilt. How's he controlling that kilt? Oh, wide side bend. Who wants to see him doing his warrior one? You ready? Even I'd be impressed if I came up from behind a rock and saw him. Ooh, could give me an interest in yoga. Oh, suddenly everyone's interested in yoga, I notice. Do you want to have a little look at his warrior pose too? There you go. There we go. No, it's very nice. What about this? Toadzilla. Anyone ever remember that documentary made years ago about the people who would drive around squishing cane toads? I think it was set in America, wasn't it? Australia has more than its fair share of weird and wonderful creepy crawlies. The average cane toad weighs under a pound, but this one was 6 pounds. Look at the Jordan Stevenson. What the fuck is that? I stepped on a toad once with bare feet, and it was the most horrendous experience. It's not often that the sense of touch can be recalled so immediately and so vividly. But if I go back to my foot and the squelch of the toad as my foot went down on it between my... Anyway, it felt like it was as big as this. They're having to remove it from where it is because they think that this one single cane toad could impact on the biodiversity of the area in which they found it. Look at that. It's big, isn't it? Going to move on from this story. Mr. Blobby, the original BBC costume, is being sold on eBay, and the current bid is £3,500. My first thought with this was, could it get a bit smelly? Could it be a bit smelly? Original Mr. Blobby outfit has sparked a bidding war. The bloated rubber outfit covered in pink and has drawn bids of more than £16,000. Wow, that must be since they took the screenshot. Mr. Blobby. Ooh, it will stink, won't it? I bet it's a bit sweaty in there. Love Island fans. Any Love Island fans? We're really getting quite hooked already, and it's only episode 4. Lots of people commenting on the fact that, is it Maya Jama? Is that her name? Yeah. Maya Jama. She has already been given around 50% more airtime, someone's worked out, than her former host, Laura Whitmore. Maya is on aisle A. Laura Moore. On aisle I can't even work out that headline. New host. Basically, they're saying she's a hit. She's a hit, and they can't get enough of her. And we're just getting to that final little moment where we're just gonna. The girls are just putting their final preparations on. Dina's wearing a kilt. Dina's wearing a kilt. Nadia's wearing absolutely nothing, which in and of itself is fun, especially when she does bread making. Boffin's Rumble cure to old age. Look at this.
Gone over.
No, I haven't. Boffin's Rumble cure to old age. Low frequency sounds are the secret to longer life. Basically, if you listen to low frequency sounds, they can turn the clock back. And look at this. Look at it. The naked curly cooks.
Oh, that's very rude.
Especially those armpit hairs. Final story. What do you see in this photo, guys? What do you see in this photo? As we wrap up, as the ladies, did you redo? Someone says, good ship lollipop. Did you redo? Oh, did you redo low frequency sound? Yes, that's the secret to longer. So people who kind of talk, like, they live for longer. Oh, Christ. What do you see there? I tell you what someone's seen there. The face of Mrs. Doubtfire. I love this. It's got to be the Daily Star. No, it's the Sun. Big wave. Face of Mrs. Doubtfire. Just there. Did you see that? You see a face. You saw a face. Okay, guys. Well, we're now heading over the ladies look, it's surprisingly calm over there this morning, which that doesn't mean anything, does it? So have a great morning. We'll see you on the other side. You've got 8 minutes before we're going to be live with the Curly Cooks in our kitchen. And thank you for that. That was fun news. And don't forget, if you get in a car,